Hello everyone, Mocha Bear here. Welcome back to Mocha Bear's Hobby Den. Please bear with me. I am a little behind right now. I tired. Trying to make sure I got everything together. Thought I did everything last night, but I forgot to redo my wet palette. That's cool. But how's everyone doing? All right, let's see here. Spring. That can actually stay there. This adjusted. Be careful with everything. You know, sir. Get out the way. Move! Get out the way. I forgot that I have there's stone on there, and I don't think I have any of the stone paints. Luckily, my paints are all right there. My goodness. Hand comb my hair. Why didn't y'all tell me? Alright. Set that aside. Alright. I need to bring this up. Oh, let me make sure that I have all of this clicked on so we can have our music. But yes, how is everyone doing on this Sunday morning? Oh, I am so sleepy. So tired. Yeah, freaked myself out last night. Got home. Me and my buddy Mystic Naz went out yesterday and we got him his first combat patrol for 40k and his codex. So he for 10th edition he got the Custodes, he got the Golden Boys. So he and I were going to do a build party. We were just gonna get the stuff put together. I was gonna pick up my glue, and he was gonna put his combat patrol together while I put my Space Marine combat patrol together, and maybe my Tyranids. I was gonna try to do my Chaos Space Marine combat patrol, but I couldn't find the box, so I didn't want to rush. I didn't want to run later than we were. Got home last night, and I was like, I need to find it. I have two of the first combat patrol box for this edition, for 10th edition, but I couldn't find the newer one, and I was freaking out. I spent an hour looking for it, and then I realized that I didn't get it. It was because I looked at my purchases, and it was just two of the first ones. Oh, I was bummed out by that, but it was okay. It's okay. I will get that eventually. All right, let's move these out the way. I do not need anything falling like that. Ooh. No. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Just air pockets. And that was my wet palette dropping. But luckily, it wasn't flooded with water, because that would have been really bad. Dog hair. Okay. Okay. Let's get busy. Move my keyboard out the way so I have full access to my workstation. A friend of mine gave me this before she moved away, so that was pretty cool. She was giving these out to some of her friends that were there for her, so that was nice. But yeah, how is everyone doing? You all are doing well. I forgot to fill my water cup. So let me go get that. I'll be right back. I'm back. All right. Got my water. Move my wallet and my keys out the way. Let's make sure we got all my paints together. So today, as you can tell, you have to cut out at 9. I'm trying to do it earlier now. Oh, not a problem, Mark. I appreciate you being here right now at the time you're here. Appreciate it. Today we are going to be painting my... Okay, sir. You know what? Let's do this. There we go. That's helping a bit. We're going to be painting my Necron Overlord for my Combat Patrol. Now, I already have an Overlord painted. In fact, I'm not going to put the be right back thing on. I'm just going to run over here, grab it off my shelf. I need to turn my light on so I can see him because he is in the darkness over here. You all can probably barely hear me. I'm on my way back. Magic, just listen to the sound of my voice. I'm here. I'm back. I'm blurry. I'm back again. Oof, my hair. But, it's got a little dust on him. This is the, the green. All right, focus. There we go. So this is the first Overlord, the original one that I got and had painted. Doing him very little justice. But yeah, my Dynasty colors were inspired by the Mefrit Dynasty from during 8th edition. Mefrit, they were OD green, or as the official color is Death World Forest, and the energy on them was orange. So I liked the Sautek and I liked the Mefrit, so I decided to do a combination of the two, because I liked the dark green contrasting with the neon green. So I did the OD green for so like my warriors, my immortals. Most of my units have pauldrons of shoulder pieces. Those are all OD green. If they have like a special back piece, it might be OD green. One day I will do a little, sorry, I'm shaking my paints while we are chatting. One day I will do a little overview or a presentation of my Necron army that is built and painted so far. Because I have quite a few that are primed and ready to be painted. Because of the cold and wet weather for the past 2 months, I have not been able to prime anything really, because you're not supposed to prime in cold weather or damp weather, and I can only prime outside, so I'm very limited on that. So thankfully I have stuff primed. The only thing, so my goal for this year for Warhammer is to get all of my combat patrols built and painted. And right now, the only combat patrol I have that is built, fully built, is Necrons. And that's because of that canoptic Doomstalker that we built on the last stream. So that is actually the only thing that still needs to be primed as well. But because of the weather, can't really prime it. I mean, I could, but I don't know if I want to risk it. And the prime not stick well. Told you I'm here shaking my paints. I need to get one of those. I need to get agitators and a little machine that I just stick the pots to, and it's. I need to invest in that. But I really forgot that there is a stone there. Stones too, and there's rebar in there, so that's actually structure stone. Did I grab? I don't think I grabbed Mechanicus Standard Gray, so I could always mix up a couple of colors I got, but we'll see. But yeah, he's fairly detailed. Sorry, Mark, I registered that your message earlier saying that he's detailed, but it just now clicked. Let me see here. Cut my face out. Cut my face out of here. That's the best we can do, because there's so much grain on him that he's fading into the green screen. But yeah, he was my first detailed model. But he's a leadership model, so that's why I did that. So like when it comes to painting like the warriors and battle line miniatures like that, you don't really need to be detailed. You don't need to do a lot of time into it unless there's like a lot of particular detail you want shown. But typically, like with the warriors, there's not much to it. Just prime them silver. I give them a wash of Nuln Oil. Appreciate that. I don't need to shake my Astral Granite right now. Agrex Earthshade, I will need to mix that up a bit. And I have Agrex Earthshade Gloss as well. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, just silver. Then give them a I give mine an Agrax Earthshade wash. Some of them I do, some of them I give a Nuln Oil wash. That's because the Agrax Earthshade models that I shade, they are supposed to be the older units that have been in slumber, versus the Nuln Oil ones are the models, or the units who have been awake for a while and have gotten all the dirt and rust shaken off. And then those models I also will when on their trim, like I use some models I will use Runelord Brass, and some I'll use Retributor Armor. And so like again, this guy I used Retributor Armor for the brass, the gold bits. And then I just used Agrax Earthshade. And that's because that was before Runelord Brass existed. That was before that existed. Well, no, I think it existed. It was just I already had everything else. And then shake this up, and then we should be ready to go in a moment. So, let's see here. Get the pigments in that. I got my Nuln Oil gloss here. I don't know where I could have sworn I grabbed my regular Nuln Oil. I don't know where that went. But okay. I mean, only black part I'm gonna have. It's right there and there. It's the piping, the ribbed piping, the ribbed tubing going from his back into his Tesseract arrow and his glaive. I don't think I'll have black on anything else. Oh, and the handle of the glaive. So, all right. So, I'm really, there's things I want to try. I think I have at least 2 of these guys. 2 of this one. Yeah, using what I got. I think what I will do is I will just paint this one casually, but a second one I have I will experiment with, because I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let's see here. Alright, so you see on his forehead, sorry my hands are shaky. On his forehead, you see there's an ankh piece there, and then it's like sectioned in there. That is, I have an idea of painting that central piece and his face an off-white. And I think that the ankh, because I don't know if I want, for this ankh, I think I will just paint the ankh on his forehead, the Rune Lord brass, to contrast against the silver. But on the other one that I'll probably do later on in the future, I might do it on or off camera, I will paint the central part of the forehead down to the face, the off-white. And then the ankh, I like to do those in a glow effect, the green, glowing green. And I think that would contrast really well off of the off-white. But, alright, so let's go ahead and grab my overhead camera. Let's see here. We don't want to click. There we go. Good. I didn't have to turn it on and off again. So let's go ahead and bring him up here so you can see him better. That's gonna have to work. Focus, man. It's looking like that's the best we're gonna get, sadly. But yeah, sometime I'll like I said, I'll do a video showing my full group of painted minis. So get our wet palette here. Still got a lot of wrinkles in here I'm trying to push out. There should be enough water in here. We will find out. But it's damp, which is what we want. We don't want it soaked. Okay. Alright, which paint? There's my technical paint for the base. And I have, now of course, you don't need a lot of brushes. You do not. All you really need is a base brush for basing your, putting on the base paint. This is the, okay, so this is a base brush as well. They said, I have some of the Citadel, the official Games Workshop, the Citadel brushes. This is a shading brush. So I didn't mean to grab this base one. I don't ever use it yet. I grabbed this from my Hobby Lobby. No, I grabbed that from Michael's. This is actually a starter brush that came with the box that comes with the paints and brush and little pliers. And then these are Army Painter brushes. I got these for small details. So these two I have. This is good to have for like smaller areas to reach, because this brush is too big at times for basing, so I'll use this. But we won't need those right now, I don't think. And then these are my texture scoops. These are from Citadel, but I got them off Amazon years ago. This is what you use for your technical paints, for your basing. So like because I use astrogranite for my Necrons, so it's like gravel. But we'll get to that near the end. All right, so what are we gonna do first? We will go ahead and I think we'll do your Ankh on your weapon in the Runelord Brass as well. So we will paint that with the Caliban green. Most of my blades are all Caliban green with some glow into it. So like how here, can't really see it that well. Okay, so you see how on the blade, you see the little circles, those light green? I try to implement that into all blades that have those patterns in them. And this has those patterns. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I will definitely need to use the small brush for that. I'll probably make the tubing here glow as well. And there's a small tube on top of the ribbed tubing here from his back to his glaive that I would like to have that in there as well. So, big thing about painting is your planning. And of course, this big back piece is going to be my Death World? Yeah, Death World Forest, my OD green. And then I'm going to have the glowing lines come through in the ridges, and then the little circles here, the bowls on the shoulders, are going to be glowing as well. So let's go ahead and do the Death World green. So shake the pot up again. Anytime you're going to be painting, especially using the Citadel colors, you want to shake your pots. You want to get that paint shaken up. We will use we'll use this brush for now. Look at that. So let's move these brushes to the side. Get the bristles unstiff. I forgot to grab paper towel. So I will be right back. I don't have to do the be right back thing because I'm not going to be gone very long. You can hear my voice until for like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. I'm coming back. I got my paper towels. It is not a Mocha Bear stream unless something is forgotten or going off. All right. So, also, before I forget, let me put my headphones on so I can hear this with you all. I need to put on our music, our chill fantasy vibes while we paint. Let's go ahead and do this. Make sure that's not too loud. And so if the music is too loud, please let me know. I can lower it. But yeah, we need I need 2 pieces of paper towel so we can dry the brush. Get the excess off. So like there's excess water down there, but that's okay. We got our paint here. Put that up here in the top. A little more. Yeah, make sure you let me know if the music is too loud, if I need to lower it, or if I need to raise it a little. Okay. And you always want to do thin layers. Thin layers. Because You always add more. You do thick layers, that's hard to take away. Since I'm doing the piping here black, it's okay to get the green on it because the black will overpower that. I do want to keep the green off of the spines. We want to keep the green only on the back and shoulder piece. I want to make sure that we get any excess out of those grooves so it doesn't take out the detail, doesn't clog up the detail. Get the sides and the inside. And if I get any on his body, that is okay, because I have lead belcher over here in the pot that I can just go over it with. You see how I did not overload my brush, but I have quite a bit to go with it. Definitely. Side. My hair? Yep, my hair's in view. I'm sorry. Let me move my headphones to pull back my hair. There we go. That's better. I apologize. You could only see my gorgeous hair. You all know you're not here to see me painting minis. You're here to see my hair. It would be ideal to be painting in a well-lit area, but if I were to do that, the camera would not be able to pick up a lot of things. So that is okay. Should get all the under. I will use a smaller brush to get into the back piece parts of that next to the spines. And then we got to do the front. Part of that. There we go. Did someone not? Okay. Thought I heard someone knocking on my door. Probably keep one headphone off. Hello? Okay. No, they're upstairs. Goodness. I'm hearing them through the floor, thinking someone's knocking on my door. They were just knocking something onto the floor. Knocking. Did I say knocking on my floor or knocking on my door? Part of me is thinking I said knocking on my floor. That's headband. I need. Oh yeah, I really should have grabbed my hairband. I could have kept my hair out the way. Alright, we have one thin layer on. And then we want to clean off our brush for right now, because there is paint drying on the brush. And you always don't press down real hard to where your bristles fan out. You don't want that. You want to drag it like that and even rotate it. Now we want to grab the smaller brush and get that so we can do the inner parts. Now, you don't really need to paint the inner part like I'm doing right now, because a lot of people aren't going to really see it. I'm just the kind of person that's like, I will know that it's not done and it will bother me. Luckily, you don't need to do a lot of layers for it because it is hidden away, so it will have some shadows casted. See, that's all I had to do. That's all I needed to do for it. Now I'm done with the inside part of it. But how's everyone doing? How are you all doing? On my tour. Okay, good. Alright, so I will do, that's actually a really good coat right there. That's one layer. That's a thin layer and that's on there really well. So we'll do one more thin layer. Of the Death World Forest. And again, because I'm going to be painting this ribs tubing black, I do not need to worry about keeping the green off of it. And because the first layer is really solid on here, I don't need to do a lot for this second layer. I'm just going over everything just to make sure everything is smoothed out. Do want to do the inside here. Make sure the edges are all touched up. But everyone who is here, I do appreciate you all being here. Welcome, welcome. Part of me wants to do the casing of the Tesseract arrow in the green, in the Death World Forest green as well. Nah, I think I'll do that in black. No, because the tubing will be going into it black. So, yeah, I think I will do the casing, the Tesseract arrow in green, in the Dynasty green as well. So, okay, now the little orb here is okay for me to get the green on because I'm going to go over that with white. And then I will be putting the Tesseract glow paint over that. And I'm just having the top of the casing done in that color. This is part of it as well. Again, the tubing is going to be, the ribs tubing here is going to be black. Just paint this green, and then I'm going to go through here, and actually parts of these I will go over with white and the Tesseract glow effect as well to make it show that there is energy coming through it. Getting a little more. Get the edges of that. Now, I am in no way a professional hobby painter. I just go with what I like. And of course, I've said this before, before I painted my first miniature, which again is the Overlord model that I showed at the beginning of stream, before I painted him, I watched over 100 hours worth of painting videos just to see the different painting techniques and styles and what everyone's stuff looked like, just before I was confident enough to start painting. Is painting models relaxing or intense because of trying to get details correct? It tends to be very relaxing, because I do tend to lose track of time while doing it. Some models, when depending on the details and how fine they are, can be a little intimidating. Well, not a little intimidating. Who am I kidding? Can be very intimidating. But you do not have to let that scare you, because, like I said, I paint in thin layers, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to paint in thin layers because you can always add more paint, versus if you just blob on paint, you lose all your detail, and you can't take that away. You have to strip that paint off with like a paint remover goo, or I've seen people with little tubs of that stuff, and then but that takes all the paint off, and then even sometimes removes the glue from them, and so you have to redo them. But I will admit it was very intimidating at first when I was doing him. Now, there are things that I would have liked to have done. There are things I would like to go back and redo. I think I have one more of this Overlord model. This is the original one that I got during 8th edition from the start collecting box. So I do have 2 of those, so I do have a second one of this. I might even have a third one in another army box. But again, it can be intimidating, but try them out. Just make sure you use thin layers so you can always go back over, because there are some models where something didn't work out and there's like 7 layers of paint on there, but you can't tell because of how thin they were. And like one of my models has like 3 layers of different colors of paint before I found the one that looked better for me on him. The crown piece is going to be Runelord brass. The collar, the tabards, the loincloth are all going to be Runelord brass. The Ankh on the forehead and on the weapon are going to be that. On the chest, I always do gold or green. Leadership models, I can point him out again. Here on this one, the background of the Ankh on his chest is gold, and the Ankh is green. That is something I figured would look really cool on leadership models. So that is all going to be there as well. The tubing in the stomach, I might do one of them black, and one of them I might do the Tesseract glow coloring. But let's go ahead and do the Caliban green now. So that's going to be on the blade, on the front part, the back part of the blade right there. There is part of the blade down here. And oh, I almost forgot, because there is a little guy on here. Let me get my pointy detail brush, because there is a little scarab here on this stone. And even the scarabs, make sure my hair's not blocking everything, even the scarabs have the Dynasty colors on them. Now, of course, like I said, when I do my video showing off my painted Necrons, there will be pictures, so that way you can see all of the details on these things. Now, what I could have done was actually what I think I will do is I will take my Nuln Oil gloss and run that over all of the silver parts, except for the tabards, the collar, all the parts that are going to be gold. I will not run the Agrax Earthshade or the Nuln Oil over. That is what the Agrax Earthshade will go over, and I might even use the Agrax Earthshade gloss for that. But the little scarab has been tapped with the Dynasty color. Yeah, I finally also got my Space Marine Codex yesterday, so I can actually play games with them finally. I just need to build them all. I have my Chaos Space Marine Codex, my Tyranid Codex, my Necron Codex. The only codex left that I need to come out is my Death Guard Codex. And I've decided I am going to be trying to pre-order the Emperor's Children army box. I really want it. I really like the look of the models that are going to be in it. I think that's really cool. I really love the color scheme of them, the black and the pink. So I am going to try to get that, which means I will have 3 Chaos factions. I'll have, if I get it, the Emperor's Children, my Night Lords, and my Death Guard, which means I'm going to be getting a 3rd Xenos army and a 3rd Loyalist army. I don't know if I'll do Space Marine or I'll do Armies of the Imperium. Because I was thinking I might do a full custom Space Marine chapter. That's like the Death Watch, but it's full of nothing but successor chapters. We'll see. Yeah, we're going to do the Nuln Oil wash, the shade, the gloss. So it's a shade. You don't really shake it up, I don't think, but there is pigment in there still, so I do it anyway. And because it's a shade, I'm going to be taking it straight from the pot. So I won't be putting it on my wet palette or a palette in general. That's why I always close my pots between uses, because I like to knock things over. Now, you will not see much of the effect of this right away. In fact, I barely got any on there. Let's get it wet and then give it something to... Okay, you know what? There we go. Get on the bristles. Get on them bristles. Get on the floor. There we go. So you will probably not see it because of the lighting and everything on my camera and all that. I'm gonna get it all here in the tubing in the stomach, the abdominal area. Get it all on the legs because of the details that are on there. There's actually like dents and scrapes. Get it on here. And it's pulling. We want to absorb it with the brush, especially in those parts, because that in the rib cage area is where we are going to be putting some glowing effect as well. Get the arms, get the face, get all in the neck. Neck. Alright. Gonna need some more. But yeah. Oh, good. You can see it. I need to get up on there. There you go. Don't want too much, but want enough where it's enough to move around. Back of the leg. The butt. Want it on the spines. And this is non-oil gloss shade. Don't want it pooling anywhere. Yeah. I like to use the gloss shades on the models that are supposed to be a little newer, or that have been wandering around enough to where the rust has come off of them, so they look oiled up. Yep. It's a catchy tune we got going on here. There we go. Into the elbow joint. There we go. Into the shoulder. Get it onto there. Phalanges. Alright. So that is done. For now, rinse that off. And I'm trying to do the metallic later. So that way I don't have to walk away again too soon. We'll even try to do the metallic last if we can, before we do the basing. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the Caliban green. We'll do the green and then we'll do the black. Caliban green, there you are. Give that a little shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your Caliban. Shake your Caliban. Right. We will get you because we are doing the big level, big area. Okay, good. You're a little, well, let's dampen you a bit more. There we go. Don't need a lot. There we go. Oh, so that means that the palette is too much water in there, or that my brush has too much water on it. So let's find out. Okay, so the brush had too much water on it. That's okay. It's okay. That's why we had the paper towel. It's one of the reasons we have the paper towel. On the blade. And of course, everyone does their blades differently. Some people just keep the blades silver. Some people will paint them black. Some people paint them up different colors to represent that there's energy flowing through them. Like they'll paint them orange, yellow. Even I've seen some that do like an icy blue, which I thought was really cool. But doesn't work for my scheme, for me per se. At least in my opinion. I make all the blades Caliban green with a glow effect in the center. The back. Yes. Coming back to re-answering the question from earlier, I do find painting relaxing. Because, no, damn well, I've got ADHD, ADD, OCD, and this just helps me relax. Move all the moisture around. Might even put too much Caliban green on the wet palette. Painting gives me something to focus on, and it helps me while I'm painting. I'm always thinking about, okay, what part am I going to do next? Should I add something here? Another thing I like to do is I like to add a line of silver along the front of the blade, like along here, to give it that accent, to make it look like it's sharp. So that is done. I think what I will do is I will even paint one of the tubing in the stomach Caliban green. That's it. There. Just a little accent color. Now, I do not have the steadiest hands, so that is always a challenge for me, because like I said, I do not have steady hands. Is there anything I'd like to add the green to? Because that's all gonna be black. You know what? Let's do we'll keep the underside of the casing of the Tesseract Arrow silver, but I will make sure to add a glow to the little orb there. And okay, that's the only part that is an orb, so we'll keep that silver. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that's going to be Caliban green. I think everything that's going to be Caliban green is Caliban green now. So yeah, I definitely got too much Caliban green on my brush and onto the wet palette. That's good. I'm glad to hear that it's relaxing to watch. I think I will go ahead and do the black now. Yeah, go ahead and do the black now. So Caliban green, you are done. Where's Abaddon black? There we go. Shake it again. Shake, shake, shake. And are you able to hear the music? Just want to make sure, because I remember last time I started, I thought the music was coming through and it wasn't. And what I'm hearing is typically very different from what you all hear. So I will use, because it's not going to be a lot of black. Whatever. Let's use the tip. Put it there. A little more. Okay. So let's go ahead and put it along here. And then I want to be careful the closer I get to where I've already painted green. Okay, good, perfect. Right. So I'll do the... Oh, wonderful. My computer is running low on space for some reason. That means something's running in the background and updating or something. I want to use the big brush. I can add a little more paint. Keep the brush away from the smaller tube that I want to have the glow effect on, because that is going to be painted white, and I can hit the hilt of the staff here. Oh, I did forget the bottom blade of this weapon, so we'll have to get some more Caliban green onto that in a bit. Try not to get black along that too much. I can wipe that away. I'll be switching over to a smaller brush in a moment. Yeah, let me switch over to a smaller brush now. Because the only things that I'm going to be painting black on this are the ribbed tubing and the handle of the staff, of the glade. So let us switch over to this one. Get damp. Get some paint on you. We can finish off the last tubing there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, definitely. Again, I've said this before a few times. I am not a fan of how Games Workshop runs their stuff, operates their stuff when it comes to pre-orders and allocations, because I did those videos about the Night Lords Kill Team box set, and then the Veterans of the Long War, and the other Chaos Space Marine army boxes, and how with one of those they I think it was the two army boxes, the big ones, that they had screwed over even their own stores, because what's supposed to happen is they allocate a certain number that their stores can pre-order, and what the stores do is people will call in, show up and say, hey, I'm gonna want to pre-order this, and they'll put you on a list, and then when the day pre-orders go live, they can go into their system and select, like they'll put your name, number, and email into it, and say, okay, so and so, it's like me. Oh, okay. Please bear with me, because for some reason I have no storage on my local disk, even though I am not saving on my local disk. Okay, output. That is weird. Is it general? Yeah, output. What's going on here? Oh, it's not that. Where does it go? I'm sorry, y'all. For some reason, even though I'm recording into my oh, no, I'm not. Interesting. Okay. I was recording and it was going onto my computer, not my external hard drive. So I apologize about that. Recording. Oh, wonderful. So while I'm streaming, I can't change the location that my recording goes to. Oh well. Then we need to hope that this stream doesn't end up getting corrupted at some point and disappear, because I will not be able to re-upload it. I forgot that for my hobby streaming, I did not adjust to where my recordings go to. They are still set for default, which is the desktop. So I really need y'all to help me support by making sure you hit that like button. Yes, we're transitioning into that. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already subscribed to the channel. And help me to continue towards my journey, well, on my journey on this platform. I might need to switch over to something with a finer point. I mean, granted, it's the back part. No one's gonna really ever see it. But again, okay, there we go. That's good. Cool. Do need to add a little more along here, because there's silver poking through the ribs. I'll have the ribs. Ribs sound good right now. Ribs sound really good. Haven't had ribs in a long time. There we go. There we go. That's what I like to see. And then we need to finish the handle. Try not to get any on him. If we do, it is okay, because we do have lead belcher. The only downside is it will take a few layers, because silver much lighter than black, and this is a good pigment of black. Make sure my hair is not blocking y'all's view. Go. Oh, not a problem. Have a good day, Merc. I appreciate you hopping in. Alright. I did forget to put known oil over the scarab, but that's okay. We don't really need to do that. Now for the tricky part. Parts of the handle around the hand. I will definitely need to switch to the finer point brush to do the part that is inside the palm area. For sure. One day, I would like to have a better setup where you can all see this in better detail while I'm painting one day. Set you down so I can clean off this brush properly. Ooh, excuse me. There we go. So we will come back to you. Make sure we get the whole thing wet. There we go. Alright. We need to get parts between the fingers. There we go. There we go. Cool. Cool. And then we will do that part up there. So let's dampen you again. Get point. Get this part here. And that is that. That is the black done. Now, I could do the glow stuff now. However, that's gonna have to go over the silver or the gold, Warlord brass. So I think I will do is we will go ahead and move on to that. Oh, I did want to make one of the tubes in the stomach black because there's a ribbed tube there. So let's go ahead and get that. Let's see if I can get my face to it. Angles where I can see it. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right. No, you stand up. And one thing that does suck about the newer models is the newer Overlord is definitely taller than the old Overlord. I can show you all once I'm done cleaning off my brush. But yeah, some of the newer models are taller than others. However, the newer warriors are very much smaller than the old warriors. But yeah, see? Grant, they're both standing at weird angles. Well, they're not that much different, actually, now that I'm looking at them head on. They're actually not that tall, much different in height. I retract that statement. Alright, Caliban Green is done. Or, yeah, that's done. Black is done. Alright, and then what we are going to do is we're going to move on to the Runelord Brass. So once I'm done with that, I will need to step away because I will need to clean out, like, get new water. Because as you can see, this is what my water looks like now. When you use metallic paints, they have metallic flakes in them, which do come off in your water, float around, and they get onto your brush. And when you go to use a new paint, you can get metallic flakes in it. Some people don't mind that look because they're like, it makes them look cool. And yeah, some it does. But it's not what I want for my Necrons. Alright, so let's go ahead and peel off just the peeling of this. There we go. There's a paint bubble here. We will... Oh, it popped. Okay. So I will go ahead. Get that up into there. And the second Overlord of this model, this edition Overlord, I will be using Retributor armor, which is what I used on this one. Okay. Let's see. Okay, good. Now, Runelord Brass does not show up really well to my eye instantly because of the lighting in certain areas. But it's looking like it's coming up on camera pretty decently, so that's good. But again, I hope you all are having a great Sunday morning, or if you're watching this after the recording or the streaming, you are having a great day. Whatever day it is for you while you're watching this. I hope that it is relaxing to you, that it is helpful to you, those of you who are looking at wanting to start painting. We're going to come here and get the loincloth. Oh, Naz, if you're here, it's Zarakan Dynasty. That is the Silent King's dynasty. Mystic Naz and I were talking yesterday, and I was trying to remember the Silent King's dynasty name, because I accidentally said Sautek, and I was like, wait, no, Sautek is Imhotep's dynasty. Then we got into a whole conversation about Imhotep and the Silent King and their whole conflict, and then how Sautek dynasty is like the largest dynasty because it was recruiting other dynasties. It's like, okay, yeah, you're a small dynasty, join our dynasty or don't exist. Someday I think that'd be a cool narrative campaign to run. The Imhotep versus Zarakan. Going to need to be careful. So I will definitely want to use the smaller brush for the back of this tabard. Side of it. There are parts on the staff that I'm going to want to hit with that. Oh, I got some Runelord Brass on his head, so I'll have to work out the lead belcher to correct that. Did I not grab my lead belcher? I did not grab my lead belcher. I cannot believe that. Shame on me. Let's see if I can wash it off real quick. Let's get you. Okay. Yep, I'll have to break out the lead belcher at some point for that. Let's go ahead. Finish Working on that. I think I'm done with that brush for that detail. Yeah. Let's go ahead and rinse you off. Wow. Yeah, we've been going for an hour. I said this earlier. I lose track of time when I'm painting, which is why it's a dangerous thing to do before I have to go anywhere or do anything, because I will forget to set a timer, and I could be like 4 hours later, be like, I'm done. Oh, it's been 4 hours. Whoopsie. Go ahead and use this one. On the chest. Make sure my hair isn't covering everything again. Definitely got too much in there, so what we want to do is get that out of there so that way we can grab up the excess. There we go. Because we want to keep the details in there. So grab, let's dampen it a bit. So that way. There we go. The weapon is casting a shadow. Making it a little difficult to see. There we go. Good. Do a little touching up on the crown piece. Then we need to get the back of it too. So let's get that part. There we go. Do an angle where I can still see the area that I'm painting. There we go. There we go. And then the Ankh on his forehead and on the weapon. So I think that is a good question. I think I will actually do that in Caliban Green, because I need to do the bottom blade in Caliban Green anyway. So we will come back to Caliban Green. I'll probably don't have to do it, but I always dampen my brushes, even if I just use them before getting paint on them, so that way they stay. Even though I'm doing the gold or the brass, it's okay if it gets on the bottom part of this blade. It's because it's at the bottom, no one's gonna really be seeing it. I think my brush is too wet though. Yeah, that was too wet. And sorry, it's all blurry for you all. There we go. And then that's right. sides where the onk is on the weapon. I'm going to do that. So we want a light layer, thin layer. I'll need to that seam. There we go. Go through here and clear it out because there is too much clogging up the detail. There we go. Want to keep moving it around. There we go. Let's get it back onto this side. We want a little more, but we need a point as well. There we go. For this bottom portion, I need a better point. There we go. There we go. That's better. And what I think I will do, because these parts are going to be Runelord brass as well on the weapon. I think I'll do. I really do need to get some lead belcher out. So probably going to hear a bit of noise in a moment. It's me moving my box that has all my paints in it. Because again, for some reason, I managed to get all of my paints out except for one of the most important, lead belcher. Okay. Let me do this. I have so much stuff here in the way. Oh, my headphones. And then something just fell. A bunch of things just fell. My goodness. I'm still here. I'm still here. Don't worry. I'm still here. Oh, that's why that fell. Because I had that in the way. Wonderful. Go me. Alright. Don't need that in my way. Alright, so my big box that has all my paints in it. And I've got tins. Pretty sure my lead belcher. Ooh, that's plastic glue is so strong in this. Really not a great idea to keep it in a close space like that, but I rarely am exposed to it. What do we got here? It's Runefang steel, which is what I like to use for the edge. But where is my lead belcher? There's Mechanica Standard Gray, Ushapati Bone, Rakbar Flesh. I'll use Xandri Dust or the Stone, maybe. Or, Gray. Or, so we'll have Mechanica Standard Gray as well, just in case. Where's my lead belcher? There's Dawnstone. I think this is the... That's not open. Is it open? I don't like opening a paint if I already have one open. Okay, yeah, this is the one that's open. Where is my lead belcher at, though? That is a concern. There's my original thing of Agrax Earthshade. Seriously, where is my lead belcher? So it's looking like I may have gotten it out, but now I cannot find it. What in the world? That is a problem. That is a big problem. Because Leadbelcher is a necessity for my army. Check this other can while I look for it. That is highly disturbing that my Leadbelcher paint is missing. How is my Leadbelcher missing? And why? I have like at least 2 of them, and I cannot find them. Are they in this? No. That is a very, very big concern. Okay. I will be right back. I need to go try to find this other thing of Leadbelcher. I'm back. Okay. Thankfully, one of the I have a few of those those boxes that have the paints and tools and brushes in them. Thankfully, one of them had first one I went to had Leadbelcher in it. I don't know what happened to my Leadbelcher. My Leadbelcher is missing, which is a problem. I don't want to have to go out and buy more Leadbelcher, but I might have to go out and buy more Leadbelcher. I have 2 other boxes that I can check to see if I have more unopened pots of Leadbelcher. Alright, so go ahead and move back to the brass. Finish cleaning off my brush before we move on. Ooh, careful now. Careful now. So brass is going to be this part, the cap down here. And I think I'll do that part as well. So let's go ahead. Oh yeah, I need to paint the back of that still too. So let's go ahead and get it on one side and just run this along the back. Along. Must be beauty and I must be grace. I must be Miss United States. Feel like we about to visited by an ancient spirit right now due to this music. I need to get in on the tip of the brush. Feed you through. There we go. There we go. I see a spot. I can hit simple feed. There we go. There we go. That's better. Did it. I did it, coach. Okay. A little more on the chest. There we go. Now for the weapon. I do have a problem where I put too much of the paint. I take too much out to put on my wet palette, which is something I'm still learning to control and gauge. Because it is a waste of paint. But the good thing is the wet palette helps preserve it. So as long as I am painting Necrons, these are colors that I will be using constantly, especially with leadership models. And I do have a Technomancer that is primed that I do need to paint at some point. Do that. But again, I do appreciate those of you who are here, those of you who were here, those of you who pop in and see what's going on. I appreciate the views. If you could help me out, if you are enjoying or relaxing to what I am doing here, just to support me, just hit that thumbs up button. Give this a like. If you do enjoy what you're seeing, you can always hit the subscribe button as well. So you can set up notifications to all so you can see when I'm uploading videos and doing more live streams like this. I definitely want to hit that part with this. There we go. Okay, good. It's like I looked away when I drew the brush away, so I might have hit something. Okay. And we are going to do this top part up here with it. So I have a sharp point. Try to keep my sharp points, so that way I can hit these edges even with a non-steady hand. But you do notice I am supporting my hand by pressing my palm firmly against my other hand that is holding the model. Try to stabilize as best I can. On there. Edge around, there we go. There we go. That's better. Front, along the back. we go. Cool. And another thing, I thought I was going to do black on this part, but I'll do gold or the brass. Back there. Back to that side. Right. Back again. And then from the top angle. There we go. That's better. A little bit on the blade. That's okay, I can fix that easily. Alright, now, the fun part. The Ankh. And on this side, my hair, apologize, keep getting my hair in the shots. Light brushing. There we go. That's so much cleaner than the other side, sadly. That's better though. Yeah, I'll have to touch that up with Caliban green. This side. I have to do a little touch up with this as well. That's that's clean. There we go. It's a little better. You can't even really see the color because of that. That's a shame. Maybe we'll be able to see it better when I bring it up to my face. All right. Don't think there's anything else that needs. Oh, the Ankh on his forehead. That's gotta be really, really light. Get it. I don't even think I'm touching it. Actually, we need to get a lot. Okay, I am getting it. It is just going to take a few layers. For it to stick out, really. There we go. It's coming along. It is coming along. There we go. There we go. I am not going to press any more on that. So next up we will use the silver to touch up the side of the forehead where I got the lunar brass on it, touch up the ribs and the caging of the weapon. And actually, let me go ahead and touch up that bit that with Caliban green since I'm here. Let's get just on the tip of the brush. We can touch up that part. There we go. And then this side needs a little touch up too. Just the very tip. And the side. There we go. Go ahead and do. Oh. And let's see if I can even get into the center. Okay. Did not work. So what I'm going to do, let that dry and we will redo that onk. Benefit of using light layers again, it's quicker. So let's go ahead, run you along there, and then get on there, get some of the pigment in, and then lightly brush in one direction. There we go. A little more on there, but not a lot. There we go. Good. A little water, a little bubble had formed on there, but it was light and I was able to pop it without having to touch it. There we go. That is beautiful. So we're going to want to get a little more Caliban green, touch up on a corner up here. There we go. Okay, now we can move on to the lead belcher to touch up the little forehead and parts of the part of the caging on the weapon. So shake that up again. Opening of it, and we will put you here on the palette. Again, this is an Army Painter wet palette. Just touch it right there. There we go. And because it's such a flat spot, I don't need to worry about going back over it with a shade. So I need to bring this into a better light. So you'll probably see my hair again in a bit. Where is it? Here we are. There we go. Didn't need to do a lot for it, just light enough. There we go. And because it is a dark green, the silver does a decent job at blending it to make it have some shading to it because of the green. But I do want all the orbs to be lighter. I'll go ahead and go over the orbs on the shoulders, the lead belcher. Just so the white comes through better. I've seen some people where they just put the Tesseract glow on silver. And I do like how that looks on their models. I've yet to try it on mine, so I might try it on another model at some point. But maybe even to help distinguish them from each other a little more. But not right now. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. And then we'll just do a little bit more. Just to hit the tubing. Because that is going to be a glow effect on there. And I'm going to have to try to get the eyes as well. Let's try. We can add one more. Silver. All right. So, oh, I also need to get the little speck onto the orb on the scarab's back, just to brighten it a little more. There we go. All right. So, I'm going to go and clean, like, replace my water. So I don't have any gold and silver metallic flakes getting into my paints, especially since I'm going to be using white and that Tesseract glow. So I shall be back. All right, I am back. I got my fresh water, my fresh paint water. All right, so next up is the white. We are going to do that. So that's going to be requiring both this brush and this one. So go ahead and just double take, make sure that we got you cleaned up. And we got Corax white. Get that nicely shaken up. All right. So remember, we also have the tubes that we want to. Oh, goodness. I was thinking that sounded a little chonky. Huh. My Corax white is heavily solidified. That is not cool. Not ideal at all. Let's clean this off. Luckily, I believe there is some more in this box where I got the lead belcher from, but that, I was wondering, like, that is very, like, I can feel that shaking around. Yeah, that Corax White is, has turned. So let me go grab other box and bring it over. Here, there is a white. Yep, Corax White. Perfect. And that is a concern, because it is feeling the exact same way that that one did. It is feeling very solidified, which is not good. I have any other white in here I could use? I have Celestial Gray. I have Celestial Gray if need be. Well, I do have White Scar. So I might need to use White Scar instead of Corax White, which some people do prefer. It's 10. Let's see what I got in here. That is Pallid Witch Flesh, Wraithbone, Gopty Bone. Okay. So, yeah, we will try. We'll have to use the White Scar. And I need to make a note to get some more Corax White. I prefer Corax White over White Scar. Just, my goodness. Just because White Scar is a layer paint and it's thin, like really, really thin. I can't believe. And this, I just opened this just now here on camera, and it's solidified. That is, like, it's not even mixing. That is, and it's solid. That is sad. So I will need to hit the store to get more Corax White and Lead Belcher. Now I do have Moot Green, which I do use for like whenever they have their resurrection orbs. Alright, so that's better. Let us get that on the palette. We'll put it here. One more. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and we'll start with the orbs on the shoulders. Doesn't go on smooth like a base paint like I would like. Be careful with it. Definitely need to be careful with it. definitely going to take a few layers. There we go. That went on smooth. Sheesh, I'm getting my hair all in y'all's view. Apologize. Need to... I really should have grabbed my hairband. There we go. That's going on smoother. It's definitely going to take a few layers. So while we wait for that to dry, go ahead and tap up into this. We are getting close to done with this mini for today. Well, in general, we're getting really close to finishing painting it. Granted, I could have left the orbs silver and painted over them with moot green, but I like the look of the Tesseract glow over white. Which, let me... have to get the Ankh. Chest. Two. It's gentle and light, so not to push too far. Just want to hit the Ankh. Nice. Perfect. I would love to hit the runes all along the collar. Problem is, I do not have a steady enough hand for that yet. That is something that I will also need a much smaller, finer pointed brush for, that I do not have at the moment. Alright. So that should be ready. This is one more smooth layer. There we go. And same for you. Smooth. And we'll hit this up. Center is the part that needs to be the most focused for. Oh, and then the tubing here. Forgot about the tubings. Got the tubing here on the back of the weapon, and then the tubing going from his back into his Tesseract arrow and his glaive. I was forgetting about that. one day I would like to have better camera, better lighting, better angles for you all when doing these, so you can see clearer while I am painting. Alright, let's go ahead and hit up the eyes. Let's clean this off, get the paint off the edges of the bristles, the sides. So goodness, my white scar's not wanting to come out. That's not good. That sucks. Alright, well, let's go ahead and continue to a point. And let's get white onto the point. So I can tap the eyes. Let's tap the right eye socket first. Nice. Oh no. Oh no. Screwed up. I screwed up. Let's clear. There we go. Nice. Saved it. Saved it. And there's still white on the eye. We want to do a few. There's it. So the brush had too much on it. Had too much paint and white. There we go. Go in for another tap. Don't need to drag it, we just need to tap it. There we go. I can tap it a bit more. There we go. There we go. Alright. And then we'll do one more over the onk. There we go. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Now for the tubes coming from his back. Definitely need to get some more white scar on there. There we go. Yes, we are getting close, y'all. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's okay, because if it's glowing, it'd be reflecting off what's touching, so that's okay. Since it is silver, that is fine. This way. Could have used the smaller brush to paint onto the eyes. That would have made more sense. But this is me we're talking about. Sometimes I don't do things that make sense. Oh, and yeah. I found out in my defense for last week for doing this last week, which I do apologize for oversleeping last week, because I woke up and saw that my alarm was reset. Come to find out, last night I set my alarm for 8 hours and 14 minutes, so I could wake up around 8 or around 9:15. I woke up at 3 o'clock and I looked over to see what time it was. And that's where I saw what time it was. But I also noticed that my alarm was set to go off at a later time. And so I had to readjust the alarm, went back to sleep, woke up, and it was readjusted again. So my alarm, for some reason, is changing itself. Because not only was it set for a different time, like, because I use a timer for my alarm, the timer was set to a different time length, time zone, timing to activate, and it wasn't me. So I am being sabotaged. Somebody or something was sabotaging me. Now, of course, I did need the extra sleep last week because if you don't follow me over on my gaming channel, you wouldn't really know. Or on my social media, if you don't follow me on my social media, you wouldn't know either. That I was sick. I was sick from, let's see here, let's look at the calendar. From February 5th all the way to the 12th. So for 8 whole days, I was sick. I got hit with the norovirus, or as I kept calling it the norovirus because I misread what someone said it was called. So I was like, I got the Mrs. Freeze virus. But yeah. So I was not doing well. I didn't have a fever. I wasn't evacuating orally, but I was evacuating. So yeah, you get that, you get that. You know. And it was sad because Wednesday I was fully dressed in my uniform, ready to go after having gone a few times, and then all of a sudden, like, someone was like, "Where do you think you going? Get in there." And same thing happened this last Monday. I was like, okay, I should be good, even though I was hitting that room again. Oh yeah, forgot about the oh, that's not really an orb. That's just part of the grip. I do need to do these. Actually, I need to hit the smaller brush. So let's get that out of there. There we go. Let us use the much smaller brush for that. Oh yeah, it was I needed the rest. And so whatever was messing with my alarm was like, let him rest. Very messy right now. Probably should not even bother. So I think what I'll do is I'll do the outs part, but the in part I might avoid. I don't know. I did forget to do one part, which is using the Athenian camo shade on the green That's a shame. I'm getting over ambitious here with this. It's not going to look good. It's going to be sloppy. Get more white scar on here even. Yeah, I'm getting sloppy with it. I'm over ambitious with this right now. It is what it is. I'm sticking to it. If I don't like it, I can always just paint over it because it is so thin of layers. Layers are so thin. So thin of layers, my goodness. Alright. Oh, and then I need to get the orb on the scarab. Nice. Nice. Alright. Alright, we're gonna move on. We'll move on to the glow. Now, I did, like I said, I forgot to do the step with the Athonian camo shade onto the green of that. Ooh, I forgot the white of the blade, the sections in the weapon. I need to clean this off more. Add more white scar to the pot, actually. So let's shake that up. Ooh, even the white scar is getting chunky. That is a shame my Korax white got like that. Especially the one that I hadn't even opened yet until on camera. And it was already like that to where it's not even mixing. Okay. Clean that off. Ah! Alright, so let's, where are you? Oh. Let's go ahead and block that. And then let us bring up, sorry, there we go. So where's my playlist? Started there. Started at the bottom, now we're here. There we go. There we go. Get some more music going for y'all. Alright. So, again, I'm being very overambitious here. Trying to add these details that I don't need to be adding. But I am going to attempt anyway. too much on there, but oh well. I can always go over it, the surface, with Caliban green, which is what I should probably plan to do anyway. So let's go ahead and get that paint all into the recesses. And then I can come back and clean that up. Caliban green. Because I do not have a steady enough hand or the thin enough brush that I would like to have for doing this flawlessly. But that is okay. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to compare your work to other people. Because of how thin I do my layers, I can afford to be messy at times like this. And because this is a layer paint, it is naturally thin. And I'm putting it on a wet palette, so that helps thin it out a little more. That is okay. I want to get this all into the recesses. Then we'll come back over with Caliban green onto the surface. In fact, that'd be the better idea, is to dry brush the Caliban green onto the blade. So I do not get it into the recesses. So I don't think I have my dry brush out. I do not. So I'll have to grab it in a moment. I just want to make sure that I'm getting this white into the crevices. There we go. Both sides. Okay. Touch this up a bit because this is a little more. So I want that to be very bright. Especially here in the center of the orb. There is a chunk of white scar on my brush. That is okay. There we go. So, done. Oh, I do need to touch up the tubing here. So let's do that. Let's touch up the tubing. Let's get more white onto it. All right. Do a little more on that part. Right now, a lot of people will see it, but I know it's there. People pick it up to look at it, especially when I pick it up to look at it and showcase it. I would like there to be seen that there was some effort. Especially in the parts where there's shadow, because it is producing light. I'd like it to be seen that it is producing light. I almost missed that part. I need to get point. Did not mean to get all that paint onto the side, so let me fix that. Clean this off. Get to a point, and then there we go. There we go. That's better. All right. So I believe we are ready to move on to the Tesseract Glow. Now, it is a technical paint. It is not thick. It is, but you can see how heavy the pigment sits at the bottom. I really need an agitator. But what I do tend to do is use my texture tools to scrape all that pigment. Get it moving around. Stir it around a bit. And then close this because I am accident prone. And use clean paper towel. It doesn't need to be clean because I used it to clean off the white from it earlier. There we go. There we go. Now we can shake it up. Get all that pigment mixed in better now. And because of the kind of paint it is, we will be using it directly from the pot. We will not be putting it onto the wet palette. There we go. And we are going to be using this shade medium brush. Actually, let me get the bristles wet and loosened. There we go. Dry it off a little more. Alright, now, I did forget we need to go back over the weapon with the Caliban green. So let's go ahead and put this on the tubing here. There's a lot on my brush. Mean to get that much on there. That's okay. Let's work it into here. We can dry off the brush. Up. Should not have used the medium shade brush. That was a bad call on my part. That is okay though, because working quickly enough, we can move it around, spread it. Ooh, I got it on the leg. That's not where we want that at all. Get that off of there. In fact, let's go ahead and use this brush. Let's get it wet. And move that off of his leg. Ugh, I hate that it's in the shadow, so I can't really see how Okay, there we go. We need to clear this. Clean that a bit more. I'm painting quite a few models, and still making mistakes, but that's okay. You are going to make mistakes. Process happy little accidents. So we're going to move on to... We're actually going to move on to that starter brush that I have, that I just used to clean up. Actually, let me get my dry brush out. We're in this tin. I have so many brushes I do not need. Here we go. Ooh, this would actually be a good one to use to work that into there. Yep, that's what we'll do. Now, is this that's a small base brush. Alright. So, we need to dry brush the Caliban green. So I will be taking that directly from the pot. And we will be putting that onto... So I need to get a decent amount onto the brush. And then we will take our paper towel and just work it into the bristles. Get it where hardly any is coming off. Right, so now slowly working. Might have taken too much off. Let's see here. There we go. It is a process. We're experimenting here. Oh yeah, that's actually showing progress already right there. Let's see if I can get a little more out of you. Need to do that a few more times. So let's grab actually a new thing, a paper towel, to do that on. So that way we have more room to work with. Let's get these out of my way. Caliban green. Get you all on there. Just into the bristles. Alright. Because I do need a heavy dry brushing. I'm not going to take as much off as you normally would. There we go. There we go. almost done. Almost done. Just a little more. One more passing through. And then we will be done with that. And then we'll be able to continue doing the Tesseract glow. I can see my phone out the corner of my eye lighting up, getting notifications. All right. We are good. Now I will go over with the small brush, hit the flat surfaces that are at an angle better with Caliban Green. Actually, you know what? Let's use the new paper towel. I might push too hard. Got it all up in there, but that's okay. You learn. We're learning. We're learning. We're learning. I do at some point need to get an actual like brush cleaning thing, because it's like a wax, not a wax, but a kind of brush soap that's in a tin that I see people use. They say it helps prolong your brushes and cleans them, which definitely something I need. I do need a smaller dry brush and a bigger dry brush. Okay, that's the best I'm gonna get with that. Now, we will use this one for the Caliban Green, just for touching up the weapon on the flat surfaces. So like right here. And then in the centers. So I did dry brush a little too hard on parts where the white did get covered up because of the angles that I was going, but that is okay. It is not going to be perfect. Does not need to be perfect, because I am not perfect. Shake this up a bit more. Tesseract glow. We'll put this onto the weapon. Just close that because I do not trust myself. Move my cup. I do not trust myself. And we will get this all in there. Need a little more. A little more. Put you on there so I can run it through. And a little more. That might be too much. There we go. That should do. Start down here, work our way around, work our way up and around, out, around, out. All right. It's not perfection, but I do think it looks pretty cool. I like it, adds character. All right, now let's go ahead, work on the orbs. Weapon. And here it is okay to get a little messy because of the metallic. It is a glowing, it's energy pulsing through and glowing, so it would reflect off of the metal. Go. All right. Let's see if we can hit the bonk. I'm hitting the rim. I'm hitting the sides of the Ankh frame too, sadly. That is okay. Because I can always go back over it with the Runelord brass. There we go. Ankh, there we go. The Ankh is good. Let's hit the eyes. Oh, and I forgot to hit the rib cages. So I'll have to hit the rib cages too. And one of the pipes with white. So we'll have to go back and do that. Hit the orb on the Tesseract arrow. I missed part of that tube there. Let's hit the Tesseract arrow. And then we've got that piping to do. So yeah, we are almost done, y'all. We'll have the base to do next. Let's go ahead and lay this onto here. Get a little more. This is when I should put it in a dry palette. So I have it, but I don't want to put too much in there and then waste a lot of it. Ooh, too much. Running you along that. Run you along there. Underside, pipe there, there. We can come back and we can sweep up this excess. All right. Oh, welcome back. Hello, welcome back. Yeah, we are almost done with the body himself. There are some places I'll have to do some touch-up work on, which is okay. It is not perfect. I said this before. It is not perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but I am not perfect. And then another cool thing about it is because of how their information is, they slumber for so long, and then they are constantly fighting and then reanimating and being put back together. Things are not going to look perfect anymore, especially if they've been doing it for centuries. Should have maybe another 30 minutes left to go here. Oof. There we go. All right. One more speck on his right eye, because it is. Let's get a little more, because we can get it into the socket too. Close. There we go. There we go. Now I need to, let's put a little more on here. That looks fine. That looks good. Put a little more right there. There we go. So now we need to put some white into the rib cages and on one of the tubings, pipes in his gut, because I forgot to do that. Because I like to make all of their rib cage areas glow. Let's get this in there. All that we can get to for that. And then let's see here. Let's go with this top pipe here. Okay. And then we want to get a little more white inside the ribs. And more. There we go. And then you as well. Not because I left it right. Not a problem. Okay. Now we can put the glow. And you got that glow onto the stomach. Work it into the rib area, the chest area. Wriggle it around. Do this a little more flatter. Point. Come in. And get it around again. So we can get into the rib area. that go a little more. Need to pull some out from this one. It's too dark. There we go. Same here, pull a little bit out. There we go. There we go. And work you around. And then I need to put a speck on the scarab back here, because I always keep forgetting about you. I'm sorry, little guy. Keep working that in there. There we go. Let's actually steal some more from the rib area. There we go. There we go. That's better. All right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to... Should have done that before I put the glow effect on the chest. It's okay. Going to take some Agrax Earthshade Gloss. I also have to be careful around the sides of the Ankh. So for you, we are going to use this brush to get you the bristles flexible. Let's get some of that on there. Close, thank you. We're going to put it, run it along. Should have started with it on there. There we go. So that way it gets into the recesses and shades them a bit more. Need to get a little more. We'll start with the back of the loincloth. Get all the excess off before we move on to this part of the tabard. Go. Get the back of it. Don't really need to because you're not going to see it. Yeah, there we go. We can leave that alone. We want to get some on the crown and some on the weapon. Not a lot. So we'll actually start with the weapon, so we won't have excess. There we go. Bring it there. Let's get it on the Ankh on the weapon. Go, and then we put it along headpiece. Let's see if we can actually get some on the Ankh on the head. There we go. Nice. Then the back of the headpiece. There we go. There we go. That's better. And then I think we are ready to move on to the base. I think we're ready. Go ahead and clean this off. All right. Now, I will yeah, I will paint the rock first. So we're going to use Mechanica Standard Gray on this stone here because it is part of a structure. but then we'll use Xandri dust on the stone that he is standing on. So we'll go ahead and use Xandri dust first. Check that up. And there's one last metallic detail that I will do, but that'll be at the very end. That'll be the last thing I do. We'll use this brush. A little more, not too much. And in this step, it is okay to get it on the base, because we are going to be putting a texture paint on the base. So you will not see it. And we might even get some. Now, a lot of people will be like, don't get the texture paint on the stone. But sometimes I do that because it looks natural, because the stone is coming out of it. Okay. I think the corner of my wet palette is a little too wet. It's also very possible that my brush is too damp. Yeah, like I said before, I did skip a whole step that I forgot to do, which is the Athenian camo shade on the OD green, the Death Force green parts. But that is okay. Let's go back and let Belcher his foot. All right. Now, with that, let's go ahead and do a little more. Yeah, I definitely did not need to put more than one dollop onto the palette. Way too much extra just sitting there on the palette. Okay. So now I'll do the same with the Mechanica Standard Gray, but even less. Where's my mechanic? There you are. Mechanica Standard Gray. I appreciate that. Like I said, one day when I do my when I show the models, I'll make sure that there's pictures included so you can see the details better. Let's dry off my brush so it's not too wet, so the paint that I pick up isn't too wet. Perfect. That's much better. Now we're gonna have to be a little more careful here so we don't get the gray on the scarab. And it will be a little harder to see that because it is a gray on top of the silver. And I'm doing such a light brushing of it at first. It will require a couple layers. So that way we don't have the metallic coming through. Except for where we want it, where the rebarb is. Or rebar. I keep calling it rebarb. It's actually coming through a lot better than I was anticipating. So I'm done with that. I will touch up his feet with lead belcher. And I think that will... Then we'll be ready for the, to base it. Yeah. Yeah, because my Necron, Dynasty, it's called the Shutok Dynasty. At some point I will get the miniature out, put together and painted, but their Overlord is a female Overlord, which is like a Grim Reaper looking miniature that I got from Otherworld. And they are an ancient dynasty. They're one of the first dynasties that even spell check told me no. But they knew the Silent King personally before he became the Silent King. They were around. They were one of the more oldest of the Necron tier, which is what they were called before they became Necrons. I need to touch up the weapons, blade, Caliban green there. There was a Caliban green I needed to put somewhere, I think. Somewhere else, I can't remember. Maybe not. That's okay. Now, I need to do them. Lead belcher. We need this brush for that. Let's get you on the point. We're going to get the foot, get the toes. Okay, let's make sure my hair wasn't blocking the view. Okay. Think. Oh, we got this back there. It's not like anyone's really gonna notice, but I notice. Alright. And then we will lighten up this rebar. And then we are going to Agrax Earthshade, normal Agrax Earthshade, not the gloss, onto the stones. So with that, I will want to use this one. So let's find my regular Agrax Earthshade, which is probably over here, because here's the gloss. Agrax Earthshade, there we go. Make that, get the pigment around. Yeah, I can't remember either. I do know that I need to touch up with the Runelord Brass, the edge of the chest piece and the tabard. Oh, that's right, I'm opening this for the first time. Don't need a lot. Put it on the stone. I can get on the base as well, don't matter. Even if it gets on the foot as well, that's fine. All on here. On the rebar. We went around the scarab, but not on the scarab if we can help it. All over the stone. Don't want it pulling on the surface, on the flat parts. go. All right. That's good. But that's closed all the way. Next up, like I said, we want to retouch up that right on the chest and the tabard. So let's go ahead and get this Rune Lord brass bag out and run it along. Trim of the chest piece, and then the tabard here, and a little bit of the tabard there. I think. Now I would love to have done like how I have the glow lines along the back of the shoulder pieces. I would love to do that on the under part, but I am nervous about it. You know what? Screw it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We're here to test. We're here to try things out. We're here to experiment, to test and learn. So let's do it. Let's get the white scar. And just run that. Let's get my brush a little wetter so I can pick up more. And let's run it through. I need to get more white scar on here, actually. Get some fresh white scar onto the palette. And then we need to dry off the brush. Do it. And then I'll come through here and touch up the Deathworld Forest Green. Once the white has dried. Now I'm only going to do probably like 2 layers of the white at most. Just to make life a little easier for me. Actually, that should be a good enough amount right there. Okay. All right. We are getting close to being done, y'all. Now, I normally would have started putting the basing down and then working on this while we let that dry. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. We will do the texture paint now. So where's my... There we are. My Astral Granite. Shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it like a bolo. Oh, it's on my thumb. It's on my thumb. Wonderful. Right. It's okay. It's okay. Yep, so you see, it's like a little goo. It's a gloop. And we're just going to place that here on the base. We're going to work it around. Going to push it. We want to use the smaller part around the material, especially around the foot. Sorry, I'm probably not even on camera with it. I'll probably need to get a little more. Put it on here. We'll see. gonna need a little more in the pot, but we'll work around what we have on here first before we do that. So let's get a little more. We don't need a lot. So scoop like that. Put it down here. There we go. We can move it around the rock here with the larger shovel piece, but then the smaller part to get it around the foot. One second, I'll read what you just said. Do need to. Tell you to bring it back in camera for me. I do apologize about that. There. Definitely want to get some more brought in. So let's grab some. Move it in. Rock around the foot. Get it all in there. All right. Yeah. Ooh, no, I think I got some on the brush. Nope. Okay, good. So I think I got some on the brush. Handle. Didn't. All right, now that has to dry, especially since there's a lot of it. So I will need to be a little more careful while handling the model and working on the little bit under the pauldron. But we can do that stuff while it dries. So we are going to want this brush again for the Caliban Green. Not the Caliban Green, the Death World Forest. To touch up around where the glow is going to go. It's the power of elevation. You got that glow. You are the last dragon. You possess the power of the glow. Alright. Yeah, like I said, I watched over 100 hours of painting videos for Necrons, for Space Marines, for a lot of different things, but I would say at least 75 to 80% of those videos were Necrons. And watching how to paint them, how to paint in general. Ooh, it's not all done. I can see. Oh no, my overhead light died. Ugh. For shame. That sucks. And I have the I have its packed away. The box for it where the charge cable is packed away. I think that sucks. Actually, hold on. I think I have something. That will work. Bear with me. I think I have a cord that will work for it. I figures it would happen right there while we're near the end. I need this type, which is you. Let's try this out. Make sure that that fits in there. It does fit. It's soothing lighting, yeah, but I need lighting so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. I need to be able to see the details, especially since we're painting under the pauldron. Because trust me, I'd rather have my hair. My hair. I keep doing that. I need to use my headphones to hold them back. To hold my hair back. Them back. My hairs. Okay. Okay. We're actually doing decent. There we go. Okay. Cool. So let's clean that off. Oh, did my camera change? No, okay. Thought my camera might have been bumped. It could have. Easily could have, but oh well. Alright, so now that's there. Let's do this. Oh. Let's move on over to Dissen. There we go. Wow. We've been going for over 3 hours, y'all. We're almost done, though. Almost done. All right, there we go. We did it. So now, I normally would wait like a half hour for the base to completely, the basing, the astrogranite to completely dry before I move on to finishing. However, where is it? Yeah. I am not going to wait because I'm going to do it on camera for you all. Put the silver on the edge blade. Yes, so that is actually the very last thing I was planning on doing, but let's go ahead and do that now. Because now that you mention it, it's probably easier for me to do that while I can hold the base. So where's that Runefang steel? Runefang. Oh, you're under here. Runefang steel. Yeah, because that was going to be the very last thing I did. But yeah, now that you mention it, it'd be easier to apply it while I can still hold the base itself. Because once I apply the base... Actually, let's use this brush for that. That. Alright. too much on that side. Oh well. I can do this. I can touch that up with Caliban Green later, but let's put it on the bottom. Did it. Okay. There we go. And then just get some Caliban Green. Just there we go. Woo. There was a hair floating around here. Get out the way. All right, there we go. So that is done. So you can smooth it that way, so you can see it along the edge. It looks really thick on camera, but in person it actually looks pretty good. Now it is it's a little thick on this side, so let me thin that a bit. There we go. There we go. That's better. So I will have to come back with Caliban Green a little later on that. Let's see if I can get that dried up enough to where I can come over. There we go. Get these flat parts. Get them dark again. There we go. But yeah, there we go. Now, probably went a little. I did correct a little too much. Let me get the thinner brush. Well, let's fix the point on this brush first. All right, so we'll hit this one. Get some Runefang steel on it, and we can touch up a little point that I just noticed. There we go. Let's not do that. There we go. What? Right there. The front. There we go. Touch that up. Better. And I did scribble a little bit. The problem with it is the angle I hold my brushes at. I think I have it at a good angle, and all of a sudden it's like, no, you don't. So let us pick him up this way. Caliban Green, and we can touch up this part. There we go. Touch up the sides. There we go. That's better. And now, for the last part, the base, the rim. Let us get that. I paint the rim of all my Necrons with the Dynasty color, with the Dynasty color green that I've picked. The green for their Dynasty. There we go. Because I think it's a nice contrast with the gray. Let's move you around. There we go. Put some more green on here. I usually do 2 to 3 layers. I only need to do 2 because this is getting really good coverage. Yep, I only needed to do really 2 layers. There we go. Alright, set that down. Let's actually do the old test thing and see if I got any on the underside of the base. I did not. Cool. Make sure I didn't just flick some of the paint off. Okay, cool. So let's clean off this brush. All right. So we take my headphones off. Ugh, my dandruff is acting up again. I apologize. Ugh. But that is the Overlord. Because of all the green, you're gonna be seeing through them. But let's see here. Well, you know what? Let's bring it back to here, to the overhead, and see if we can do it better that way. There we go. Wrong way. Come on, focus. That's gonna have to do. That's gonna have to do for now until I do my showcase of the. Yep, and the base is dry. The rim is dry. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, let's cover the text and see if that helps. That actually did seem to help some. You got the little scarab right there on the little rock there. We got the lines. The camera does hide a lot of the imperfections on those glowing lines I did. But yeah. That is my Combat Patrol Necron Overlord. And of course, this is next to the original Overlord that I painted. So, yeah. I'm pretty. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that you like it. Again, I'll have to make sure that there are pictures, because you couldn't even really see the onk on his forehead that well that I had painted. But yeah, that is my Overlord for my Combat Patrol, because that is the one I'm going to use for the Combat Patrol. Done. I do. Part of me wants to paint the newer warriors for it, because you have some with Gauss Blasters and Gauss Reapers. The Gauss Reaper is the shorter looking weapon. I have 10 of those already painted, or primed. I have 10 of them primed. And then the Gauss Reaper, or the Gauss Flare. There we go, Gauss Flare, that's the name of it. The Gauss Flare is the longer weapon. I have 12 of the original models with the green rods fully painted. And then I have 3 of the newer ones that are smaller in frame and everything painted, because they came with a paint box. Part of me wants to just build 2 more of them, of those guys, and paint them, because the Combat Patrol has 5 with the Reapers and 5 with the Flares. I kind of want to do that, but I don't need to because I have them. So I'm thinking I have my Scorpet Destroyers that need to be painted. I'm thinking that the next thing we do will be the Scorpec Destroyers or the Warriors. Let me know what you all think. Actually, let me see. I'll go ahead and bring up a picture of, I'll try to bring up a picture while I type with my keyboard vertical like this. Scorpec Destroyers. Bring up an image of those. I'm going to add the link as a source. Continue. Okay. Oh, never mind. We don't want that. Okay, so we'll just save image, save pictures, hobby stream. OBS disconnected. Reconnect. What happened? What? Okay. That was weird. We're going to pictures. Wow. Yeah, I just jumped. I have the stream up for me. We want hobby stream pics. I think it's this one. Nope, wrong one. Dang it. Did it not come up? I might have to do it this way. This will probably be the better one to have anyway. Hobby stream. Image. Okay. Browse. Couldn't download, file too large. Oh. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Screw it. Let's do it this way. We can do this. Cancel. I can just show you all this over here. Here we go. So these are the Scorpec Destroyers right here above my head. Would you like to see those painted? Like those to be the next thing to paint? Or Necron Warriors? Would you like to see these guys above my head painted? Is there a better picture? That's a slightly better picture. That's black and white though. So that's going to be the best picture that I can bring up right now. So these are the Warriors. You can see the ones. How far? Okay, so the ones that are right here above my head, the shorter, have the Gauss Reapers, and the one at the top, very top on this side has the Gauss Flare. So which of those would you like to see me paint next? Because I already have the Scarabs painted, so those are done. The Scarabs were technically actually the first things done for the Combat Patrol, aside from the original Flare Necron Warriors. But yeah, let me know what you think, which ones you would like to see. You can comment those down below. If you enjoyed this stream, please make sure to give this a like, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then hit the bell icon. Set notifications to all, get notified when I upload videos and do live streams. Next week, next Sunday, is going to be a Kickstarter promotional video. The project went live on Friday. It is a Midnight Tower project that's inspired by Bram Stoker's Dracula. So it's like a romance mystery kind of horror style game. I do feel bad that I'm going to be putting it out so late. I'm going to be putting out a little over a week late since it went live, but it is going to be still active. So make sure you check out that video next Sunday. Look forward to that. Destroyers? Okay. So far we have 1 vote for Destroyers. If no one else votes, then we're in Destroyers next time we do a live stream. But yeah, so that's going to be the next video. Next Sunday is going to be the Kickstarter promotional for Midnight Tower's Kickstarter project that's live right now. If you are wanting to back it now, go to my Midnight Tower playlist here on the channel, and you'll be able to access their link through any of those videos. I should have a link to one of the Kickstarter projects, and you'll be able to just access them by clicking on their logo on the project. You can also just look up Midnight Tower on Kickstarter, check out their social media. You'll be able to find the link to their project from there as well. So feel free to check that out. But yeah, also please comment down below if you did or did not enjoy this, why or why not. Would you like to see the Warriors or the Destroyers done? So far, Merc has voted for Destroyers. And then also, please, lastly, share this video, bring awareness to my channel, help me continue to grow. We're over 400 subscribers, y'all. And our 3-year anniversary is coming up soon. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if we can get to 500 before the end of the year. If we can get to 1,000, it'd be cool to get to 1,000 subscribers so we could reach potential YouTube partner access. But oh, sound going in and out. Okay, well, I'm ending it soon, so it's probably because I'm having issues with my yeah, freeing up space. But let's get this over with. So please take care of yourselves as always, and until next time, hobby on.